Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Now, if I may say, vampires are fighting werewolves. You're a vampire.
Yes.
Vampires would completely trounce werewolves.
Yeah.
Is that, so we don't need to see this?
No, I mean, the werewolves put up a good fight. We have guns now. It's a whole different deal.
But here's what I imagine. Okay, and you tell me if I'm wrong. To kill a werewolf takes a silver bullet.
Yeah.
To kill you is a stake through the heart.
No. Not in our movie. No,
But you can't,
No,
this is how you kill vampires. You can't change
or
that.
daylight.
So you're saying that this movie is not historically accurate?
What it is? It is. What I'm saying is we've just moved into a slightly higher tech thing. So it's a stake through the heart, or it's daylight makes them go all crispy. Remember?
Absolutely.
So they have guns that have ultraviolet light in the bullets.
Sons of bitches.
Yes.
That's what their game is. So that evens up the score. So for the first, let's say, 980 years, you're trouncing them.
And now it's more tricky.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm into this. Are you immortal in this?
Yeah. But I can hurt myself.
In what sense?
I get
Emotionally?
Yeah. Yeah. I get a bit of a sore shoulder. You know, things like that.
So you're a vicious vampire that kills werewolves with a little bursitis. You got a little bursitis. You got a little, when it's going to rain, it's a little creaky.
I feel it.
Little thing there. The gentleman in that, is he your, he's like a mortal guy that you're trying to protect?
Well, yeah, but he's, I can't really say what happens, apparently, but he's on the werewolf side. But he's still sort of a human.
But he's not a werewolf. What do the werewolves look like in this? Because vampires typically in movies look pretty hot.
Vampires have the better wardrobe. Werewolves...
Do they have the hair? Is it, they do the
Werewolves all look a bit more... There's no werewolf women in the movie. I think that's just werewolf women might just scare everybody to death.
They'd be horrendous
like,
looking.
really hairy.
There's never been, if you think about all the vampires that have been in film, most of them are pretty hot and sexy. And then you got werewolves, you got Teen Wolf is the only one who's even halfway presentable. But most werewolves are, I mean, forget about the skin.
Yeah, it's a whole body waxing thing to be a
That's
presentable
absolutely right.
werewolf.
Is this like an action thing for you? Are you doing any kickboxing in it and
Yeah,
that kind
a
of
lot
thing?
of that, a lot of sort of fighting, fist fighting, guns, all that tough stuff.
Is that, you know, I notice a lot of actresses, like, they do very well and they're very good actresses in the things, and then they think, you know what, I'm tired of acting. I'd like to beat someone's ass.
Yeah, I think it makes, I mean, I have a 4-year-old. I think it makes you a better mother. If you go into work. I do.
That is one school of child rearing, I
I
believe.
think it's true. I go to work, I shoot a bunch of guns, I like beat the crap out of 4 guys, I come home and I'm just like, okay, what, hit me with anything, what is it? Yeah, it's fine.
So that's why I go home and hit people.
Yeah.
Because I don't...
I do it all day.
How old is your daughter? Is it
Yeah, she's 4 years old.
That's tremendous. Now that must be a pretty relatively fun age, I would think.
It's such a fun age, yeah.
She talking, she giving sentences, the whole
Oh,
business?
completely, yeah, she's running circles around me.
Can I ask you a question? When does sarcasm hit? Is
For
she-
me or for her?
No, for you.
Oh, okay.
It hit when you sat down. But for her, like, because I don't, if you said to a 4-year-old, let's go to the zoo, she wouldn't go, yeah, the zoo, that'd be great. You know, she would say,
She does.
she would say
I
that.
think they started early in England. Somebody said to her the other, we were at home, and she said, I want to be a movie star in Hollywood when I grow up. And some nice person said, oh, like Mummy. And she went, no, I want to be a movie star in Hollywood.
You might want to bring one of those guns home from the set. But when she was 2, she probably wouldn't have done that.
No, 2 she wouldn't have.
That's good. So you're still living in England?
No, I live in L.A.
Yeah,
I
it's-
totally sold my soul to Satan.
I visited Satan for like a week out there.
And how was it?
Miserable.
Yeah. Actually, I've been okay. I can't drive. That's the tricky thing about living in L.A. for me.
You know, that's the tricky thing about living in 2003.
I never needed to. I like cabs. Like in England, you have cabs. In LA, you have like murderers in cars. I can't. Seriously, I have jumped out of so many taxi cabs because
You haven't seen California's all fixed now.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's great.
When were you last in a cab in LA?
When I'm in LA, honestly, I jet ski.
Everywhere.
It's all about the pier. No, I'm the worst LA person because I have the farmer's tan, and then this part, if it's exposed to air or sun,
You go crispy.
I go crispy. But The Underworld is going to be in theaters September 19th. This, I think, is going to be probably a big flick, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. I actually really think this is a good movie.
You do think it's a good movie?
I really
Okay.
like it.
And for some odd reason, I trust you. Kate Beckinsale, everybody. Let her know.